Hey, so day 3, waking up pretty early this morning, about 5 a.m. to get started on this again. The last time I didn't have the correct hardware, and now I have some M6 bolts, so I'm just marking out some holes and and forgetting where I put the camera, blocking your view. Sorry about that. But I'm gonna go ahead and start drilling. So I drilled 4 holes in and realized it's gonna be kinda hard to get my fingers through there. And so here I figure I've seen this design before, so I'm gonna grab a Forstner bit. Here at first I tried to widen the hole by using a guide, which is that piece of 1/2-inch plywood there, but realized that that's a terrible idea and I probably shouldn't do that. And so after a little bit of thinking, I grabbed my Forstner bit here. I think it's 1/2 inch, so that way I can get my sockets in there. So I do the same thing here, where I grab a piece of plywood and I use it as a guide. It prevents blowout and it prevents the bit from walking on you. Earlier I did measure the depth of the bit with some blue masking tape, so that way it doesn't go past both pieces of 3/4 inch ply. But now I have a small hole on one side and a big hole in the other. And now my socket set can fit in there, and makes the install much easier when I attach the joiner and planer to the base. Now that I have those holes, I'm gonna go ahead and put in holes for the planer. Same thing here, just making sure that it clears both sides when it flips. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take the bolt and tap them in, drill the holes all the way through. Now these holes are quite close to the edge, just because the planer is a bit wider, and so I decided not to Forstner bit the other side. And I can just use my hands or something to get the washer and lock washer and nut onto the bolt. Here it might seem quick with some heavy magic, but I am getting a little frustrated trying to line up everything correctly and get the washer on and lock washer and fighting gravity, and I end up dropping lock washers and nuts probably 100 times here in this span of time. But I end up finding a really neat trick later on, and ended up saving me a whole bunch of time on the planer. So here I'm still struggling to try to get everything in correctly, but we're gonna go ahead and skip this a little bit. So now I'm just showing you what I figured out was if you literally just take some masking tape, tape one side of your wrench, drop in your nut, your lock washer, and put your flat washer on top. You can kind of just weasel your way in there and hand tighten it until the thread catches. Once that catches, I just go ahead and remove the masking tape and tighten. And I mean, the planer probably took me close to 45 minutes to an hour to get everything on, whereas the jointer took me about that long. But the planer, took me no time at all. And something really cool here, I actually ended up balancing it perfectly, and it ended up working out real nice. And that little notch on that arm fits the vacuum port real nice. So there it is.